Hello Williams class! For your English lesson today, we are going to continue looking at our instructions. The learning objective for today's lesson is, can I construct a toolkit for writing instructions? I'm going to read through the text map with you again one more time, just to remind us what it was really about. How to build an empire. Are you interested in building your own empire? Do you lie in your bed dreaming of ruling over a kingdom? Do you see yourself conquering tribes and building a colosseum? If so, the likelihood is that you are destined to be a powerful ruler. Do not despair. Help is at hand. Building an empire is not as hard as you think. Read these step-by-step instructions and soon you too could be the ruler of a powerful empire. What you will need: an army, land, weapons, shields, good walking shoes. What you have to do. Number 1, first, you should carefully train your army in the art of warfare. Number 2, secondly, you must bravely lead an army across the sea to a new land. Number 3, after that, fiercely invade the lands, plundering and murdering those in your way. Number 4, now you must make sure that you defeat anyone that tries to stand in your way. And number 5, rule over your kingdom proudly. Important note, please remember, in order for your empire to run smoothly, it needs a strong leader. A common issue that these leaders face is the threat of unexpected death. Try your best to avoid this and rule fairly over your people. Otherwise, you may be assassinated. What I would like for you to do is to grab a whiteboard. If you don't have a whiteboard, you can grab a piece of paper. And I'd like for you to write down any features that jump out at you, anything that you would like to include in your own writing. If I was to do this task, one of the features that I would write is title. I would love for my text to have a title, so then anybody reading it would know what the text is about. What features would you mention? What did you notice in the instructions? So if you want to have a look, these are the instructions. Just above my face, you can see the instructions. They are titled with what you have to do. So what do you notice about them? And I'm not asking what they look like necessarily, so not just that it's numbered, but what's actually included in the information in the instructions. Now that you've had a little bit of a brainstorm, we're going to create a toolkit of everything that should be in a set of instructions. It's very, very nice to have sort of this visual thinking toolkit, because then if you ever forget what you're meant to include in your instructions, you have a place that you can go to where the features of a set of instructions are very clear. When we just look at the instructions without reading them, we notice the following things. So when you were having a little bit of a think about what features are in instructions, maybe you've highlighted some of the ones that I have. Title, paragraphs, subheadings, a list, some steps, and maybe even a diagram or an illustration, which just means a drawing of something, with some labels as well. When we begin to read the text then, when we dig a little deeper, we find the following features. You have the second person point of view, so you must do this rather than I or they. It's more about you. You're talking to the reader directly. Imperative verbs, adverbs of time, making sure that your instructions are in chronological order, using technical vocabulary, bullet points and numbering your instructions. And maybe you could even include some rhetorical questions. What will happen if I don't put the milk in the fridge? The milk could go rotten. Questions like that. So what I've done here for you is I've taken the text map and I've labelled the text map with different features. So I've got the title, the paragraphs, all the features that we've just talked about. I've then identified them in my text map, as you can see here. The different colours really help to see the different features I find. Here are your 3 tasks for the lesson today. Number 1, you're going to create a toolkit for instructional writing. So what you're going to do is look at the 2 toolkits that we've looked at in this lesson. The first one is here, and the other toolkit that we looked at is here. So you're going to combine them, join them together to create a toolkit for instructional writing. I'm looking to see if you can present it really, really neatly. Number 2, you're going to find examples of those features in the text, just like I did here. Using different colours might be a really nice way to present your work. Number 3, can you explain why the instructions are laid out in a specific way? So you could write 1 or 2 sentences on your actual toolkit. You can write it where your text map has been labelled. You can write it on a spare piece of paper. But just explain to me why the instructions are laid out the way that they are laid out. Why are instructions laid out that way? I really look forward to seeing your answers, to seeing your work up on Tapestry, and I'll see you again very, very soon, Williams class. Bye.